Welcome back friends, this is Prashant Kumar Sahu. In this video we will see what kind of required dependency is required for this Spring Data JPA project. What is the required bean configuration we will see in spring.xml file, and what is the data sources required to communicate with the database, and last, what kind of testing mechanism we are going to use. Okay, so let's start. So just go to STS project. Okay, so this is the Spring Data JPA which we already created project in our last video. So you can download this project from the Git repository, which already I mentioned the required link into this description. Okay, so just start open.xml file, pom.xml file. Okay, so this is the version already I mentioned. Okay, 1.8 Spring version we are using 4.3.9 release. Spring Data JPA we are using 1.7, Hibernate 4.3.9, and MySQL I am using 5.1.9. okay, this is the property which is already required. So in this dependency, this property we will use. So first dependency which we need for our test cases, which is a JUnit. So for this project we are using 4.12, and second dependency we need Spring context. Okay, and version we will mention whatever it is over here. This is the Spring version 4.3.9. So you don't need to mention that version over here, okay, because those version already we mentioned into this property file. Okay, then another dependencies require Spring ORM. Okay, and there is another Spring AOP dependencies require. Now this is the Spring Data JPA dependency. So in this project we are, as you know, we are already talking about Spring Data JPA. So this is the dependency which is required for this project. And what JPA implementation we are going to use in this project, that is a Hibernate. So this is a Hibernate core is required, Hibernate entity manager is required, and finally MySQL connector Java. So this is the jar required to communicate with our MySQL database from our Spring Data JPA project. This is the last one, which is a plugin. So as you guys know, M2 is by default work on Java 5. So currently we are using Java 8. So that's why I mentioned 1.8. Okay, so this information from the pom.xml. Okay, just I'm closing this one. Now another bean in, what is the bean required bean information? So this is the spring.xml file. So this is under src main resource folder. Okay, now open. So this is the component. Context colon component scan. So com.pksau. Okay, this is the base package. So what it does? Okay, just go to this is the right. So com.pksau. So under this package com.pksau, whatever classes are there, if you are just annotating, okay, for example, not this one, and student service, you know, this is service at the service. So it will at the runtime it will provide our whatever, you know, being required over the runtime. So this is for this component scanning purpose. So what under com.pksahu package, whatever classes are there, it will be scanned, okay, by the spring container. Okay, this is the annotation config, okay, which is required to, you know, this will work if you are trying to use at the right service, at the right repository, at the right component. So we require this, you know, context colon annotation hyphen config tag over here. So this JPA repository base package com.pksaho.sms.top. So under this package, okay, under this package, over here. This is the one class interface already have created. I'll explain you later on, but just for now, just you can just try to understand that whatever classes is mentioned under this this package, okay, that will participate in this data JPA approach. Another one is the data source, okay, which required to connect with our database. So currently we are using ORG Spring Framework JDBC data source driver manager data source. Under this driver manager, if you will try to see and driver manager, okay, over here, okay, if you go under this, see, this is a username, password, okay, this URL, this is the URL, this URL over here, URL, username, password. So this information which we need to mention over here, okay. So URL, username, password, driver class name we are mentioning over here. So I'm using MySQL as a database, so just I provided the driver class name com.mysql jdbc driver, and URL is jdbc :mysql : localhost colon 3306, and my database name is pksahu, which already I have created over here in MySQL workbench. Okay, so where I have created, okay, yeah, back here. So this is the data source bean ID. Another bean is required, which is the entity manager factory. Okay, the class for entity manager bean factory is ORG Spring Framework ORM JPA location container entity manager factory bean. This we need bean of this class. So over here there is some properties required. Okay, there is a package to scan. Okay, so package to scan I am mentioning com.pksahu sms entity. So under this entity package, okay, this is the table already I have mentioned. There is a one table student underscore tbl. So this is a table. So just we have already annotated at the right entity for this student class. And data source, what data source is required over here? This one. Okay, and another property is JPA vendor adapter. So for this Spring Data JPA, what JPA vendor we are using? So we are using Hibernate JPA vendor. So this is the class name. So another property of this Hibernate JPA vendor adapter is generated DTL, which require to generate some tables. We haven't created any table into our database. Just we mention over here at the red table, and we provided table name. That's it. So at the runtime it will generate table for us with this property. So SQL equal to true. So over the console, once we will run these test cases, okay, from our workspace, it will provide Hibernate SQL query, okay, over the console. That will help us to understand what kind of SQL query is generating. Okay, another property is JPA property. Under this there is a list of properties. So one of the property we are using for the format SQL, which is true. Okay, and there is a last bean is required. This is the JPA transaction manager bean. So under this there is a one property entity manager factory. So already we have created one bean entity manager, which we will inject over here. So this is the just quick overview of what is the required bean to start our Spring Data JPA initial project. So yeah. Another one was, yeah, data source info test cases. So there is one test cases app test.java. So what I did, I have created application context as a member variable of this class, and there is a one before method. I annotated at the rate before. Okay, so this way what it does, it will just create the context for us with the help of this class path XML application context, where we are passing our spring.xml file name which we have already, which you have seen already under okay, there's a spring.xml file. So whatever already we have mentioned over here, okay, so it will read from the class path. Okay, so this before method basically will provide us context. Okay, so that is the main intention of this before method. So in our subsequent video we will follow this test driven approach, where we will create any whatever require test cases to test our CRUD operation and whatever we are going to learn in our further video. So to test those changes we will create test cases. Okay, and yeah friends, so for this video I am done. We will meet in another video where we will see